Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mancillon. I wanted to come to you today to wish you a wonderful day, to send blessings and greetings from France, and I hope those times are exciting for you. For we are moving towards something completely new, so it is good to prepare for it. Although we have no clue in terms of what is really going to be happening, we have to trust. In a sense, we have to learn to maintain our frequency, to protect our frequency, to learn to achieve a more conscious form of breathing in order to leave more space in between thoughts. It has been revealed that if we spend 8 minutes outside of critical thought, focus on the center, focus on the void, focus on love, without any thoughts, we attain the 7th dimension. I have not yet been able to master that just yet. Sometimes I go into meditation, but sometimes I have a thought that come in that can just bring it back down. So it is also very, very important. 80% of the process of ascension comes down to gratitude, like letting the universe know of your love, your gratitude for being. There is millions of things to be grateful for, no matter what we're looking for. By being grateful, we can discover new creative way. And it is very important to set the limit, to honor ourselves, and to set the limit, to know what is acceptable for us, what is not. We do want to use mantras and decrees to anchor this light into ourselves. And the greatest, most powerful mantra maybe just be I am that I am. For when you say I am, you set in motion who you are, you determine I am is the isness of God, and I am that I am. You recognize God, you recognize yourself as an extension of God, as an empowered being. So it is a very, very powerful statement. When it comes to manifestation, it is important to understand something, is that if we want something to happen, we have to see it as it is already done, and then we know it's going to come because we see it as already done. So it is important to work on that, to understand that love is always good. It is attachment that creates that can create problems at times. The Archangel Gabriel also was mentioning something very interesting this week. It is very important to be able to identify all our emotion, to give our emotion certain names when we can spot them, but not to identify with the emotion, just to identify them. Because then we are able to release certain emotion. And so right now it's going to be a great time of activation, and so it is very important to keep an open mind, to allow yourself to be initiated. Life has initiation in store, that will be the more we are able, the more we are aware, open, life will find us anywhere we are to initiate us, to teach us. It is a matter of being open to that. The last story I wanted to discuss here today was a postcard that my mother sent me many years ago, and I always remember that. It was just a postcard, little postcards, and it shows a road with little pebbles. And the card says, the mountains that we see before us as obstacle looks like pebbles on the roads once we have overcome them. It is just to understand that we have to put a certain relativity on things, and sometimes we can just elevate ourselves above the problem or go around it. There is all kinds of ways. For those problems are really the tools that we are using for our ascension. I'm offering here a lot of suggestion, advice, and spiritual tools. Of course, those tools will work better for certain people and less for others. For tools are just tools. You use them when they're useful to you, and you let them go when they're no longer useful. You move on to other tools. It is like in spiritual ascension. It is like a little 4-year-old children can play in the sandbox with their tools, but if a 10-year-old child is still playing in the sandbox, you're going to tell him, well, go to the swings and all those changes. You got to evolve, and so we got to move forward. We got to move on to the next level, accept to leave the sandbox of evolution, and also to understand that it's not because other people are using tools that are lower than that which we are using that we should in any way, shape or form criticize them, for they are just where they need to be. And it is very important not to be arrogant in relationship to those below, and to stay humble in relationship to those above, so that we are all in state of equality. But it's not because someone is behind us that it is like a child. It's not because a child is younger that we're gonna criticize him for being younger. So it is good to help everybody as much as possible, and to work from there. I wanted to also share a few some of the paintings that I have here, to speak very briefly, because art is the center of my life. I mean, the creation of art. For the past 30 years, I've been painting 5 hours a day. I've accumulated hundreds and hundreds of paintings that are very esoterical for the most part. They are symbolic, conceptual, about the inner planes. They are very subtle, but I'm looking very much forward to presenting them into the world. This is a map of the solar system. It has the 100 most important planets. So I can go in here. We got Hecate, Hidalgo, Hebe, magnificent planet, Panacea. There's all kinds of planets. Here's Jupiter, some of its moon. Well, this is a part of the three. I made 3 of those paintings recently in 2015. I'm going to make a really big version with all the orbits, probably. This painting is about the architects of the master universe. It is it's quite a beauty, actually. I mean, I do like it. It's the only one I have made of that. So it represents the whole great spiral of the cosmos, the creation, starting from paradise. The first architects is symbolized here, then the 3 architects of the central universe, the eternal universe of perfection that surrounds paradise. And then we have the 7 architect for the time, all of time and space. There are 7 architects. This is our realm of creation, and then there is a transcendental level beyond that, that's symbolized on the red background. Here the spiral continues, and then it ends here, and then the second level is continuing on a blue background. There are 4 levels to the transcendental future creation. We're just at the beginning of the cosmos. The cosmos is just, I cannot say young, but it's not that old in relationship to all that is to come when we looked at it from a paradise perspective. What's interesting about this painting also is that there is a lot of gold and silver, and with those kind of colors, as soon as we move around or at different times of the day, the paintings will have completely different aspect. I always thought that was interesting to use metallic color in my art. This painting is, to me, it's a pure masterpiece. It's something that happens in just a few days. I did it. It's the first series I did 7 paintings on the 7 families of spirit beings. This one was painted in Denver, Colorado in 1999. It's on a recycled canvas. Closer. This is the master spirit here, and the supreme executive, or the order of days, the reflective spirits, the transcendentals, the sons of God, personalities of the infinite spirit. Well, I've already commented some of those paintings. I will return to it. This painting is quite unusual. It talks about the ascension of the planet Earth. What's unusual is that usually this model is a symbolic model of the central universe with paradise in the middle. But here the Earth is in the middle, so it's like Earth has replaced paradise in this painting. And around at the 12th constellation, with the future Earth, the silver star, and then the 0 point that brings the ascension together with the symbol of the Ashtar command here. Here is another painting that is it is a 1 meter by 1 meter. This was the only one that's framed. I'm going to soon frame all of them. This one is an affirmation, a decree, a mantra. It says, I am one, I am part of the one that is all. I am light, love, and the ever-expanding universe. I am open to receive receive the blessings and the wisdom of the soul, etc. The farther we go out from the circle, the more mundane those love and those things I love. It's kind of interesting. People will later on figure it out, and also maybe I'm going to make transcript of all those. I just wanted to show also that those are metallic colors, the gold and silver, as the last quote. For there is a lot of relief. I just wanted to show that from this angle, we see the colors. But then as soon as different time of the day too, those paintings are changing because of the that's a really nice painting. I like it. And this last painting I'm going to show today is a self-portrait. It is my personal astrology, the 12 constellation. Instead of putting my face in the middle, I put Mother Earth. I thought that was more universal, less egocentric. Yet it is my chart, my astrological chart. Like in Pisces, the Mercury, the Sun, Mars, Cassandra, Pandora, Orpheus, Urania, Ibris, and Chiron, Sedna. And here in Aries I have all kinds in Venus, Ammonia, Venus, Isis, Minerva, Orphea, Eros, Atropos, Saturn, Sphinx, Photographia, Jupiter, Admetos, Chaos, and Anomia. The weakest part of my astrology is probably in Leo and Cancer. I just have a few planets there. But those are really interesting. I think it is kind of new to present portraits. I could do portraits of people and put the astrology behind them. For those are for our whole life. We always keep the same astrology. Well, thank you very much. If you have any comment, please feel free to leave them. I'm always enjoying our communication. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.